So the first year that the show came out, I would have said no. And the reason I would have said no is because I was so angry at the way that I was portrayed on the
Yeah.
show that I didn't allow myself to be found by fans.
Okay.
I didn't allow myself to tell my real story and tell what really happened or did the reaction videos. Shout out to my manager. He's like, people are wanting to hear your story. You got to put it out there. So at first, no, but now, you know, when I start going out, the show came on right before COVID
Yes.
hit. I think one of mine, I'm going to try not to get emotional. A moment that let me know that change is coming is I was in Target. And I'll never forget this. I was in Target in Edgewood. I was doing shopping for shit, baby. I was delivering groceries. So I was on a mission. I wasn't even in the zone thinking about fans or anything. And so I'm like, you're timed when you're doing it. So I'm going to my car. And this lady, she's like, oh my God, it's you. And I'm looking like, who is it?
Yeah.
And she's on the phone and she's like, I gotta go. It really is Shanese. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
wow.
And she came up to me and she's like, I have celiac disease. And she said, I hated watching you on the show because she said, I love watching you because I felt like somebody understands because people think we're so dramatic and, because we can't have our food touching. And she was like, finally, somebody's going out there and they're brave enough to bring awareness. And I just commend you, sister. And it touched me. And God started allowing those opportunities to happen more and more in person. I was getting my eyebrows waxed one day, and the lady had my mask on, and we started talking about my journey to Atlanta, and I had said something about being on the show, and she stepped back, and she's like, I do not react like this. I am so sorry. I am being
No, you're
unprofessional.
fine.
She's like, it is really you. So I say that to say, now that I've opened myself up, like on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy. Whew, I had a guy reach out to me less than 30 days ago, and he was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, and this is on my YouTube page, like it's a comment, it's out there for people to see.
Yeah.
He was in prison, and he said, he was in prison for years, and he never told anybody that he had celiac disease because he witnessed how other inmates were treated, and people thought that they were weak because they had this, and they weren't really fed gluten-free food. So why do I want to share this and be considered weak, or why do I want to go through that? And he was like, I just didn't say anything. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
And I'm having people reach out to me with these stories, and I'm like, you know what? I know the jail made some
Yes.
changes, but the changes the jail made was good. Now they know what gluten is. They had, a poster in the kitchen and say these are the things that they can't
Oh,
have.
wow.
But it's more so, yeah,